Hello, welcome back to Post-Pandemic Recipes. My name's Seth as always, and today we're going to be making apple coffee cakes. So let's get started. So we have the temperature on the oven set to 350, as you can hear going off right now. And it's a really short recipe, so we have our greased pan pre-made, and what you'll need is all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, baking powder, salt, butter or margarine, I prefer butter, egg, milk, vanilla, and 2 sliced apples. And for topping, brown sugar, 1 cup of cinnamon, and oatmeal if you want. Like, that's optional, but I won't. But I'll just say it now because I'm not using it. We use like a third cup, half a cup to a cup, just for purposes. Just because it tastes better with oatmeal sometimes, and sometimes you don't want it. Really depends on if you want to eat healthy, like that's our focus. But again, it's optional, so I'm just gonna leave that up for now. So let's get started. So we take our all-purpose flour, 1 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, and then we have our dry mixing bowl right here, and then we pour that in. That's a cup and 1 1/3 cup, and then we take our 3/4 cup of, our 3/4 cup of sugar, so that's like 3/4 of sugar. And then we take baking powder, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, and I just added salt into the same bowl, which is a 4th cup of a 4th teaspoon of salt, not a cup. That's a little much, like a little much. So we take our 4th cup of margarine, or butter. I used butter. That's the stick stuff. And sticky. I need a spoon. Remember guys, use your spatulas. Make sure you have spatulas handy. That's very handy and helpful. I know I'm repeating myself. There. So that should be good. And then we just throw this into the mixer, just to mix. There. I'd use this one just for now. Also, it's not supposed to be like a solid or like anything right now. It's just supposed to be a little bit crumbly. So yeah, we just wait for that now. So that looks good. You could just tell that. So then we make a small well in the center, which is you take a spoon or something, and then you just put everything to the middle, and then you take something round and then shove the middle down, so it's like a well, because a well has that wall around it, and you just want to have room to put it in the center. So that is what a well is. So we put this to the side for now. So then in another bowl, we have our egg, which is pre-beat. So pour that there. Remember, spatulas, those are helpful. And then we take vanilla. Like I said, that's, no, I didn't say, that's a 4th cup of, no, that's not, that's 1 egg, and then this is a teaspoon of vanilla. Sorry, the milk was just over there. So, which is, by the way, 3/4 cup of milk. So, yeah, mix that together. And then you take our dry ingredients, and then you put that inside the well, like into the center of that kind of backwards dome, I'd call it. So yeah, we have that. So we have our egg in there, 1 egg, which is pre-beaten, 3/4 cup of milk, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So then we get back to mixing. So right now it just looks really, really creamy. Kind of has a little waves in it. Like that. And yeah, it should look like that. Looks actually good already. And so we put that to the side. And so now we just pour this into the pre-greased cake pan. Well, it kind of looks like frosting. It's really, really light. So now we take our apples and then we push them into there. So we have, so let's make one thing clear. So if you're using a cake pan, I suggest doing a double recipe. It just won't fill out the whole thing. I did a double recipe, just had everything in it. But if you use the recipe that I was telling you, then you'd use like an 8x8 pan. I think that's like inches or something. Yeah. So then, like I said, let's get started on topping. If not, let's just get started on topping. So we are doubling recipe still, but so it's not really a part of the topping. I just like to do it a certain way, but I'll just take apple slices, and as you can see, you just decore them and then peel them, because that's why there's the ring in the middle, and then you just place them nicely everywhere. So now that the apples are done, we just place them over top like that. Just had a little bit of extra stuff, so I tried to put it a little bit more evenly. I know it's not a professional job I did. So then we take our 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and 1/3, forgot. And we had 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. So I already had it together, just didn't mix it at all. So yeah. Alright, so now that we have that made, I just added like a small little teaspoon of water just so I can actually have a little bit of, because it was a little stale, so I just made it into little crumbs now. And now we'll put it on the top. Alright, so now that we have that, so it's not gonna look like professional. It's not gonna be like fully spread out if you do double recipe on the big cake. Or if you do like it's just gonna look like it's just gonna be spread out. Well, it's not gonna be spread out. It's just gonna be a little bit everywhere. So just it'll be fine if it's just not everywhere, as long as every single piece gets like a little bit of the topping, right? So now we just put it in the oven for 50 to 60 minutes. And yeah, so that's my mess that I have to clean up. Remember, you want to open it from the side so the heat doesn't hit you when you're coming out. And then just place it in, and then wait 50 to 60 minutes. So 50. So yeah. Alright, so the timer just went off, and now we just take it out. We have our hot mat or pot thing there. And as you can see, it rose quite a bit. Edges are a little bit brown, and the top's looking good. So now we just take the toothpick just to see if it's cooked fully. And then wait like, I'd say half an hour to 20 minutes to half an hour, just for it to cool off. And it's cooked, so looks really good. So yeah.